Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you are new. Today we're in the late model series here at South Boston. Didn't run any practice. I usually don't on the oval side. I know I can get up into the 7s if I have a good lap, but I also know this 3-car ran into the 6s in my last practice, so he's really fast. We are car number 5 here out of 15, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. I like being a lower car number if possible. This is kind of like the Southern National race I did yesterday in the ARCA. Kind of easy to get loose. Want to stay right along the bottom. Hook right along the bottom. Kind of overdrove turn 1 a little bit, but I'm just going to go with it. Because you want to stay right along the painted line for the most part. Try and get on the gas, not get too loose, and second lap's not going to matter. What did we get? 798? I'll take that. I will take a 798 and just finish out the second lap in case everybody actually finishes their laps, because the second lap's not going to be any quicker, because we got to run to the line, and then I just tried to drive it as fast as I could till I got to the next corner. I usually brake earlier going into turn 1, but for qualifying I go all out, just trying to get the 1 lap. That's it. But I'm happy with that. Happy I got into the 7s. That was at least my goal, is try to get into the 7s. Couple guys will probably pass us that haven't qualified yet, like the 4 and the 3. I know they're super fast from my last practice and what the 4 random practice. So a few guys left to qualify, and I'll pick it up and get ready to go green as the 3-car runs a 7 flat. God, he is flying. All right, we fell back to 3rd, which isn't the worst thing. 4-car got biased like I thought he would have. He actually ran it on his second lap, because I know he ran in the 8s on his first lap. Yeah, an 8:55. So he ran a fast lap on his second lap. I know I can get down into the 8s without getting a run into the lap, but I don't think I can get into the 7s like that. If you roll the center of the corner well enough and hook right along the paint down there, it works really well. You can get a little bit lower than the paint, but it starts getting you a little loose once you're down there. So hopefully we can have a good race. Hey, the guy in front of me is running the same paint scheme. We're both running a Josh Berry paint scheme. That's funny as hell. That's great. We love that. But if you guys enjoy this kind of racing, like and subscribe. That way I know that you guys are enjoying this kind of racing as well. Hopefully we can get a pretty good start being behind the leader. This is like the same exact thing that was in the... Oh yeah, they're talking about the truck race, because that just got called off because of the lightning. I lost my train of thought because of that. But this is like the same that happened in the ARCA race. Started 3rd. You can get loose. It's a little harder to wreck in this than in the ARCA race, but this track's a lot narrower. Narrower? I can't say that word correctly. I don't know. I'm stupid. But it's a lot more narrow.
There we go.
But hopefully we can stay out of the wrecks for the most part. 15-car field, pretty good size field. Probably going to be some wrecks and some lap traffic. But hopefully the Josh Berry cars can finish 1-2. That'd be great. It's funny.
Anybody know where second field is?
What did he just say? I don't know what he just said. I'm honestly confused. I didn't hear him. Something about... Anybody know where something is?
Right, fellas. Got a great day for a race
Oh,
today.
strength of field. Okay, that took me a second. I have no clue. I never see until after the race.
Pretty special today.
Okay. Right behind the leader. Hopefully we can get a good start. 4 cars super quick as well. Other than that, I feel like we have some good speed in the top 3.
Remember, one lap at
This
a
3
time.
car is really fast though.
Take stars off. You ready?
He went pretty much immediately. Back off, give it to the 4, because I figured he was going to come down regardless. No need to wreck on the first corner. I know they're both really fast anyways. 3 cars definitely got some more speed, but it all depends on how well you keep the speed up. This is really just like Southern National, just flatter. Easy to get loose. Not as easy as in the ARCA cars. You can kind of get on the gas a little harder, but the track's a lot more narrow. Flat, more narrow. That's the biggest difference. And these cars don't have as much horsepower, and I'm trying not to do what they're doing. Both of them have gotten into the wall so far. Try not to damage their cars. 4 cars, saved it. But he's going to burn up his tires doing that. I want to try to do what I did in the ARCA race, save my car for later on. Try not to get loose too much. Just run it conservatively for the first half. 'Cause it's like the same thing, 60 laps. You have 120 corners to mess up, so try not to. Haven't ran the lap traffic yet, which is a nice surprise. Because the ARCA race, people wrecked off of turn 4 on the first lap. So that's at least an improvement from that race to this one. And this strength of field is going to be much higher. Because the strength of field in the ARCA race was like 1670 something, I think. And I'm car number 5, and I have 3600 iRating. So it's definitely going to be a pretty good strength of field. But yeah, if you could not go super hard into the corner, hook right along the paint, roll into the throttle a little bit, and try to get your cars pointed straight off, come out at the wall. It takes a lot of practice, but this track's a lot of fun. I just like short track racing. It's funny that like all my races lately have been like the lower series with no cautions on those series because they're a lower series, but I just like the car and track a lot. And it seems like a lot of other people do too, like a lot of higher iRatings as well. It all depends on the time of day you race it. But I haven't changed anything from the fixed setup at all. Didn't change the steering ratio, brake bias, nothing. Because I heard people talking about in my last practice, like, what's a good offset? I'm like, I don't change anything. And I could run pretty well. Seem to be catching the 4 a little bit. Have a little bit more pace than him at the moment. He hasn't been getting loose or anything either. Neither is the 3. Got a good gap back to 4th, which is nice. I'm really surprised we haven't ran into any lap traffic yet. I say that and one pops up on the relative. But nobody's really wrecked that I've seen, which is nice. But yeah, you could run a little lower than the yellow line in the corners. It just starts to get you a little loose down there, which I don't want to do. Oh, second place blinked. I thought he was going to blink out there. That would have been disappointing for him. That was like the same, that'd been the same thing that kind of happened in the late model race last week at Martinsville, where I was in second, leader blinked out, and I went on and won the race, but it'd be for second place instead. I don't know who it was. I don't remember the name at all. I don't think it was this guy. I seem to be hooking the paint pretty well in these corners right now. Already 15 laps in. For some reason, this track, like, you're turning so often, like, my right shoulder starts to get, like, tired. Like, I don't have the force feedback up super high at all. Like, it's enough to where I could feel the car get loose and the track and the bumps in it and stuff, but it's not, like, super high. It's just, I'm not used to something like this, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's more... Don't come back up on track, thank you. One car wrecked there. The 11 car that was. It seemed like he just spun out going into the corner probably. That's very easy to do. You overdrive the corner and get on the brakes a little bit too hard while you're turning. Car back end will start kicking out on you. But we're doing really well. Happy about that. 4 car's starting to try to push a little bit harder, it looks like. This back end looks like it's trying to kick out on him while he goes into these corners. He seems to be trying to push it really hard. 3 car really hasn't drove away from us, which I'm happy about. Like, I thought he would be like miles ahead. He might be by the end of the race. But I'm happy he's staying like only half a straightaway ahead of us at the moment. Almost a third of the way in. The tire wear is not too bad at this track, it seems like. As long as you don't slide the car all around and get your car upset with you. I feel like if you treat the car, it'll treat you better later on. But yeah, I was debating on doing this race or the modifieds at USA, the SK, I think. Which also would have been no cautions, because I like USA a lot. But I don't run this track that often. And I figured it would be a nice change. Because I've been liking the late models a lot lately. I think I've won 2 in a row in the late model series. That Milwaukee and then at Martinsville. So this would be going for 3 in a row, or trying to.
Alright, he's just like really bad.
But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen unless the 3 and the 4 mess up, because it's going to be really hard to try to get by them, because they are both very fast.
Hey, I'm gonna give it to you. Well,
I'm like trying
There
to.
you go.
Jesus.
Finally.
That was loud. I was not ready for that. Two car. His mic's kind of loud.
Over on the bottom. Over on the bottom.
Got
Dude,
some
you
wreck
picked up
people.
me.
Holy
Full
shit!
Join.
4 car got into the back of the 3. They're
You're
about
not
to
wrecking 2 smoke, bro. You can't slow down.
That jumbled up everything. That brought 4th place closer to us as well. 4 car might have some front end damage now. 3 car's got some back end, which I don't think will mess with him too much. But the 4 car, it might mess with his balance and turning a lot. Might be able to get by him. But it's been a pretty clean race till then. It took over 20 laps, surprisingly. And that finally happened? Yeah, 4 cars in the wall. His car is probably a lot tighter than it was before.
Meters like you could bottom.
That's a nice lap car. Yeah, 4 car is starting to throw it in real low now.
Outside. Clear him.
I can't even say thank you to the lap car because like it takes too much turning and I have to move my left hand to hit my button. My button is like lower on the left side of my wheel, and I really don't want to throw off my hand for that. I feel like I'd mess up the corner. 4th place is actually starting to catch us now, like barely, since that stuff happened up here with the leaders and the lap cars wrecking. 4 car really pushing it in the corners now. His car seems to have balanced out a little bit more. I thought he was going to be more tight after he pushed off and hit the wall. Okay, we started getting more back on 4th place back there. Had a couple really good laps, pulled 3/10. I'm just trying to stay off the wall, not damage the turning or anything. So far, so good. Over halfway. So this is like the same exact situation as the ARCA race, which is hilarious. Ooh, 3 car got loose into the corner.
Settle in. Let's get a rhythm. Long way to go here.
If we could have like the same race as we did in the ARCA, that'd be amazing. But I don't think I'm going to catch the 3 car or get by the 4 unless there is more lap car shenanigans. Which could happen. We got a little less than 30 laps now. Anything could happen. 4 car is really diving in these corners, so I wouldn't be surprised if he like gets into the back of the 3 or something. If he gets close enough.
Door outside.
Thank you, lap car.
Outside. Clear.
It really sucks if you catch a lap car in the wrong place coming off a corner, because you have to really keep it low and it hurts your speed for sure coming off the corner. Car feels like it's getting really tight now through the center of the corner. It's not as, like, it doesn't turn as well. I think it's because the fuel is getting out of it. The back end's not coming around as much. At least to me. Running a little bit lower than the white yellow line. I keep thinking white line just because used to saying that on most tracks, but
Put up, my man.
running a little bit lower than the yellow line might actually benefit me. Might help me get the car to turn. But also, I don't want to get the car to turn too much and spin it off a corner. Got a little room back behind us, 1.3 to experiment, so might as well. So I'm not catching these guys other than that. Oh yeah, it's just getting loose doing that. I'm trying to get on the gas when I get lower than the line. And it just kind of starts to kick out on me. It's weird on how that works. Like, it's just under the racing groove, and it's just your left tires, and it just starts kicking your
Sorry,
back end
man.
around.
You just cannot pass here without low. I didn't mean to turn you that.
4 cars scraped the wall there, coming off of 2, barely.
I'm sorry, 10.
No one on the bottom. Slow.
Okay, there's some wreck cars coming up, it seems like. Either that or they got off. Oh yeah, 10 cars going in the pits with a blown engine. I know he was just a lap down car. Somebody probably got into him. I scraped the wall going down the backstretch. Three cars just pulling away with it. Like, he's got some good pace. He's hooking the line super well. If it wasn't for those lap cars wrecking and him slowing up as much as he did, which he kind of needed to, because they were just wrecking all over the place. You never knew where they were going to go.
Lap down, right? Or
He probably would have been like straightaway ahead of us at this point. Thank you, 11. He actually like let off before coming on the straightaway to let me by. That's a nice lap car. Lap cars have been really respectable this race, which has been nice. But it sucks when they're all in the way running the racing line and they're way slower. Because there's not two grooves in this track. Same with Southern National. The lap cars were actually pretty decent. And the ARC cars. Which that was an amazing race. I cannot believe after the 60 laps in the ARCA race, it came down to the last corner for the win. Between me and I think it was the 15 car who was leading the whole race. Because he was getting really loose the last few laps and I caught him. That was a hell of a race. That was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen that, go watch the ARCA race. That was an amazing race. $15 laps to go. This race seems to be dragging on more than the ARCA race did. I can't speak, does. I don't know why. Because these laps are definitely quicker. Caught the 4 car a little bit in that corner. I think he overdrove it a little bit. 3 car overdrove that corner a little bit. I'm just trying to roll the center as much as I can without coming up off the bottom. And not get on the throttle too early to where I come up into the wall. That's the main thing. But I think it's easier to hit the throttle too early thinking your car is going to make the corner than overdriving the corner. It all depends on how much practice you've done and know when it's going to turn. Trying to put pressure on the 4 car to get him to mess up. He's sliding up a little bit. Ran a little low there, but it kind of helped me turn a little bit. I didn't want to get on the gas fully because I was low. Ooh, 4 car got him super hot. You can see his back end like kick out on him just a little bit, and he loses some time there because of it. Like he's having a wider arc in. I feel like that might be why his back end is kicking out on him. I try to get like a lower, straighter entrance. Ooh, 3 cars loose there. People are struggling all over the place, which I kind of expected later on in this run. But other than the 4 car getting into the 3, it's been a good, clean race between us 3. I haven't gotten close enough to even make contact with them. I got 2 sideways going in and coming off that corner. But the 4 is catching the 3 now. Gotta watch out and see what happens if he catches him. I feel like he might put the bumper to him a little bit. I think you can do a clean bump and run at this track. I really do. Without wrecking somebody.
Come on by at 3, Jeff.
But this is just like the ARCA race, except I got into second a lot earlier. I didn't know where I was going to catch him. I'm happy I caught him where I did at least.
Clear, clear.
But yeah, it's just like the ARCA race where the top 3 ran away. Second place messed up in the ARCA though. Part way through. I think like around halfway through and I got by him. And I'm just trying to run down the leader the rest of the race, which I did at the end. And had a hell of a battle in the last couple laps. I'm just falling off of these guys. My car is starting to slide a little bit because I'm trying too hard to try to catch back up to them. When you try harder, you go slower. Smooth is fast. Don't be sliding all over the place. Yeah, we're running like 16.5, so we're like 8/10 slower than our qualifying was. 3 car had a big slide going into 3 there. I feel like he's really pushing it too, because the 4's right on him. I kind of hope they get together here at the end. I might be able to leapfrog them if they fuck up. I'm trying to stay in good position, get closer. 2 laps to go. 4 car's been dive bombing a lot of these corners. Not like in a bad way, he just like goes deep into them. So I could see that happening and him getting into the 3, but he's not getting close enough to the 3 to do it. He'd have to have a really good 1 and 2 to have a chance here. 3 car slipped up, but he had a good exit. 4 car really was trying there. Good race in top 3. I'll take 3rd though. Being car number 5. Good win. Good race up front. That was tight.
Yeah, my apologies to the 7 again for turning you.
That was tight up front. That was a lot of fun. I like races like that, where you have a lot of tight racing up front. I want to go back to where those cars wrecked on the backstretch, I think it was. Where was it? It was like a super slow lap. Yeah, there it is. I want to know what he saw coming. He sees smoke, and people are just wrecking everywhere. Yeah, he's just slowing up. 4 car just ran straight into him. He was trying to make a pass there, which I understand. But at the same time, you can't just run someone over. Yeah, he was just going for it. He was going for that gap, and the 3 came up. Not to block or anything, but to just get around the wreck. Pedals slid when I went to mash them. Oh, that sucks. I hate when that happens. But yeah, he had a good amount of damage there. I thought his balance was going to be more off, and because he went up at the wall and hit it pretty soon after that. My front right was 79, back right 79, so tires do get very worn here, and I was just trying to be as careful as I could on them. But that was a lot of fun. There wasn't too many wrecks. What did happen there with the wrecked cars, though? Because the 10 was in that, wasn't he? I think he was. No, I don't know. I know the 11 was. What lap was that? I already forgot. 22, okay. What? Yeah, okay. It was the 10. 10 was in it, okay. Well, what the hell happened between them to make this happen? 10 super high in the corner. Cuts down low. Okay, he just came down on the 12 car. That's all that happened. 15 lucky to get by that. 11 just kind of ran straight into the 10. Jesus Christ. Anybody else hit him? No? But what happened to the 10 later on too? Because he kind of got screwed from somebody. He was letting the lead cars by. And I know somebody said something to him, but I don't remember who it was. Because I thought he was letting everybody by just fine. Oh, there's a wreck up in front of him. And again, he just came like a lot lower, but the 6 cars trying to miss the wreck down there, not knowing where they're going to go. What happened to these cars up here? Someone trying to make a pass? Oh, the 2 car got into the 7. That's what he was talking about. It is tight once you start going like this. 2 car was just going in a little deeper into the corner, got into the back left, and then 1 car had nowhere to go. So that's unfortunate for them. But yeah, the 10 car wrecked. He blew his engine at that point, I believe. Yeah, he did. But yeah, I'll take that. Finishing 3rd, this kind of field, they were super fast up front. I was able to stick with them for most of it, probably until about the last 10 laps. And then that was unfortunate, basically. Yeah, I think that's what I was just seeing, the 2 car. Yeah, the 2 car got into the back of the 7. I think he tried to check up, and he just didn't in time. He just got into the back left of him and just overdrove the corner. But I'm happy I stayed with them as long as I did, and that was a lot of fun. Finishing 3rd, being car number 5, should gain some iRating, and we actually had a 0x this race. Not a lot of people had X's. Actually, a lot of people had X's. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us didn't out of 15, so I'll take a 3rd place finish there and take the car home clean. I don't even think we really got a scratch on it. Barely on the right side, probably. But should gain some iRating. Let's go see what we end up getting. Alright, results in. Strength of field was still only 2351. I thought it was actually going to be over 3K because I was 3600 and we gained 38. I'll take that. Getting up towards 3700. I don't even know what my highest iRating on the oval side is. This actually might be around it. I might be like at my max of what I've been before, like my highest, so that's nice. But there was definitely a lot of lower iRatings. After what? 9 car? Oh, after 8, it was under 2K, so it was over halfway through the field before it dropped under 2K, but then there was a lot at like 1300, so it makes sense why it dropped the strength of field quite a bit. What was the number 1 car? 46, almost 4700 pretty much? Yeah, I think he was like 4701, but few guys, 3, 4 guys over 4K, and still the strength field was quite low. That's very interesting to me, but I'll take the gain. They were super fast up front. They ran almost literally identical times. Lap 2, which is kind of funny. He ran the slightest bit quicker. I'm happy I was able to keep my car intact, not wreck the thing. That was my main goal, and you could probably do pretty well here. Not as well as the ARCA in the Southern National, because ARCA at Southern National, you can lose it so much easier, and there was only 4 guys left on the lead lap. And this one, there was 9, so definitely a big difference. But if you keep the car clean, you should have a pretty good race overall. So that was a lot of fun. I'll take the gain. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race. Let me know how your guys' races has gone this week, and I will catch you guys in the next one.